Hello everyone, welcome to Peach on Earth Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing the November mid-month reading for Cancer. You can have Cancer anywhere in your chart. You can be a cross watcher. All that I ask is that if you are here watching this reading, that you come with good intentions for yourself and for others. Okay, a couple of things before I get started. I want to mention that I do offer personal readings. You can find my information in the description box below or in the About Me section here on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Peach on Earth Tarot at both websites. And then one last thing I wanted to mention is that I know that I tend to talk pretty slowly in my readings, so if that bothers you, you can change the playback speed. If you hit the three little dots, it'll give you an option for playback speed. And I usually, when I'm watching my videos back, I do about 1.25 or 1.5. If me talking slowly bothers you, you can go ahead and change that. Okay, now Cancer, when I was getting into your energy, the message I got, they were saying that you are leading the spiritual race, and that's kind of like, the spiritual race to me is trying to get the whole collective, the world at large, even, other realms and whatnot, to ascend. But we are tied in this negative, toxic matrix type thing that, is society. There's a lot of negative toxicity that we have to deal with every single day that keeps us from ascension. Now, they're saying that you are leading that spiritual race, like your guides on earth. But you don't necessarily get a lot of support in return, and I feel like it's starting to wear on you a little bit, is the message that I was getting. Let's see here. And they said, let's see, you could be feeling lonely and that you need to reach out. Either through meditation or prayer, but even to people that you love on earth, your loved ones. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love, but just people that you know care deeply about you, that you don't necessarily talk to on a regular basis, or that you're not, they put quote unquote, utilizing their love. It's like they want to give you the love that you need, but you don't ever ask for it. So they just kind of back off and let you be, is what I'm getting. Now, they did have me get a song on shuffle for you guys, and the song that they gave me was I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. And I just found that so interesting because we're talking about how you're not feeling a lot of support or a lot of love. Now, that song can be interpreted as a love, like romantic love song, but when you actually look at the lyrics, it doesn't have to be. It's just a person that's lonely and they want to experience love, and it doesn't have to be romantic. And they did give me some lyrics to quote for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and read those, the ones that they gave me. Let's see here. This mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulders. And that's where you're at right now. It feels like you're leading this race that feels impossible to achieve, and that you have the world on your shoulders, okay? And then it says, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. I want to feel what love is. I know you can show me. And that's the people that you want to love and they want to love you in return, and you know that they want to love you in return. It's just you're having a hard time reaching out, but you're needing to reach out, okay? And then let's see, what else was it? I'm going to take a little time to look around me. I've got nowhere left to hide. In my life, there's been heartache and pain. I don't know if I can face it again. And that's just kind of like you telling me that you're feeling a little bit stuck. You're feeling like you can't really continue on, and that you're needing, that you're scared of what people will say if you show that vulnerable side, if you tell them that you need love and support. But their reactions will surprise you. they're not gonna like laugh at you and make you feel bad for being vulnerable, for needing love and help. Like, they're gonna be like, yes, please let me love you, please. So let's go ahead and get an archetype card for Cancer, please. Mid-month November. Gossip. Shadow attributes. Thrives on power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. Oh. So I feel like that's kind of like what you're scared of. You're scared of when you open up to someone that they'll tell other people. But I don't, like, you know who to trust and who not to trust. So the light attributes: awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. I don't know, I feel like we have warrior on the bottom. Shadow attributes: trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Light attributes: strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. You know what this is telling me? That it's almost like you know this about yourself. Like, you know that you're a spiritual guide here on earth, but you're scared to tell people about it. You're scared that if you tell someone that you are this, but you're also needing support because it takes a lot of your energy, that they're going to judge you and tell other people that you're crazy and blah, 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 blah. But no. That's not... You know who to trust. You know who you can tell. And you know that who will love you unconditionally. That when you tell them, it's almost like it allows you to be in that warrior, the light attributes of that warrior energy. I actually want to take the warrior card, because I feel like this is who you're meant to be, but this is it's like you're scared. You're scared to tell people that that's who you are. Okay. Now we're going to get some True Heart Intuitive Tarot to clarify this message for Cancer, mid-month November. What is the message for Cancer mid-month November regarding this warrior gossip energy? What is the message for Cancer mid-month November, please? This warrior gossip energy. What is the message for Cancer, please? Mid-month November. I keep hearing the word Christmas for a lot of the readings, so I don't know, that I really feel like there's going to be something happening around Christmas time for the collective. Okay, so you have the Princess of Wands on the bottom, and then, oh my gosh, so this card, it like kind of was acting weird when I was shuffling, and I looked at it just to see what it was, but it didn't come out, so I didn't take it, but she ended up coming out. So I'm hearing actually that this is someone, like there could be an earth sign that you're needing to reach out to, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, but it's someone that's really, really stable. And she's all like, this woman, her vibe is just very, very calming, but she might be young, because this Princess of Wands is on the bottom. She might be young or younger than you, but she has a lot of wisdom and a lot of earth energy, like, because fire, especially the Princess of Wands, it's like a young person that's kind of like starting out on a passionate path. So this could be you if you're being called to be this guide. Like, that's a passion that's being called upon you. But I feel like it's like you're an earth guide, but you also need earth guides. I'm seeing this rabbit here. You know, rabbits are about they're about abundance, but they're also about fear, or being on high alert. And I feel like that's where you are right now. That's why I feel like this is kind of like an earth guide. Like it's almost like you're living in that fear, being on high alert about who you can trust and who you can't trust. But you can trust this person. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, let's keep going. I did see the Magician there, just laid on the table. So they could be a spiritual or like a master manifester, or you could be, but okay, what else is there to know for Cancer mid-month November, please? Cancer mid-month November, please. Cancer mid-month November. Cancer mid-month November. The Wheel of Fortune. With the Three of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, it's like the pain that's keeping you trapped from sharing your experience with a person that you're wanting to share it with. It's like you feel ashamed or judged, or in it, like it hurts. Yeah, like your heart is just like it's tied up and wounded. And you know how when a person is stabbed, they say, or impaled in some way, they say not to pull it out until you get to the hospital so they can kind of like suppress the bleeding and whatnot. But because if you pull it out too early, you'll bleed out. Now these knives or these swords are still in this heart, right? And you're scared that if you pull them out that you'll bleed out, that you'll be too vulnerable. But by going to this person, that's almost like getting to the doctor, right? You go to this person and they pull them out so they can suppress the bleeding, so they can help heal the wounds. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual like person. It did say meditation or prayer. So it's like you ask your guides. I know when I do heart healing on myself or others, like Reiki, it is like wounds. There are wounds inside of us that need healing, right? And I go in so maybe you might need some Reiki, but I go in and I stitch the wounds. You take the swords out, you stitch them, you put salve on them, you put bandages on them, and like you actually visualize this. This is what you're visualizing is happening to your heart, and it helps heal the wounds. And so I feel like there's some Reiki needing to be done either with your guides or with, I don't know, an earth sign of some sort. And it's going to change things. It's going to change the wheel. You know what? I was getting the sense that these needed to be like this because I did pull the Warrior after the Gossip card. So it's like it needs to do this to change it from feeling like this to feeling like you can't trust anyone to share your secrets with, and changing it into you being this warrior. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. And that's the ego too. It's like we leave these wounds, we leave these swords in our heart because of our ego. If we leave them there, we don't have that vulnerability of bleeding out, right? But you're still bleeding, you're still hurting. Just because it's not going to happen as fast doesn't mean that it and by fast I mean like the wounding, like it's still there. And the longer you leave them in there, it's going to harden around the swords, the skin, and it's going to, when it starts healing, it's going to like make the swords a part of who you are and make them that much more difficult to remove. Because our wounding, when we leave our wounding to be, like when we just leave it be, it becomes our identity. But you need to seek guidance to remove them so they can be stitched and dressed and healed. And that's what this Wheel of Fortune is. Oh, do I need to keep going with the True Heart? Yeah, okay. We're going to see what else for Cancer, please. What else for Cancer? We have the Six of Wands. Now, the Six of Wands is usually, it's about like victory after battle, which is what's happening with that Three of Swords imagery. It was like there was a battle and you got severely wounded, but something is changing. You're seeking out guidance, and this could even be like a counselor or therapist. But I am getting it's more of like an sensual, that's weird, in a spiritual sense. Now it could be a sensual thing, like it could be a romantic partner that comes in and helps you heal wounds. But it's, the Six of Wands is like victory after battle, okay? And I'm getting this collecting trinkets thing here, because the nest has not birds in it. The birds have all flown. Oh, you know what's so interesting? So all these birds have eyes on their wings. And to me, it's almost like once you heal, that's when you get to be that earth guide for others. Because when you heal and you win the battle, then you get to go and you get to send out your messengers to help others heal. It's like a cycle. With this Wheel of Fortune, it's like a cycle. And then it's replaced, the eggs in the nest are replaced with these trinkets. There's a coin, a flower, a die, and I don't know what else. I'm getting in the palm of your hand, but it's almost like you feel like you're in the palm of this person's hand. But then, gosh, this is like a deep thought here. Let me see how I want to say it. Do you know, I don't know what the theory is called, but there's a theory that, it's like universe within universe within universe within universe. And so like the earth is a cell within a larger being. And then within each cell here on earth is another universe. That's kind of what it is. And I'm getting with that in the palm of my hand. It's almost like you're seeing the layers of the universe. And you're feeling comforted. Like this person that has you in the palm of their hand isn't going to drop you. You know that they would do nothing to harm you. They're wanting to help you only. And it's almost like they're in search of another place to set you down, like to put your nest down. Like It's like Horton Hears a Who. Where he's trying to help them find somewhere to like live. It's been so long since I've watched that movie or read that book, so please forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's like this guide is helping heal you, and then they're putting you where you need to be in the earth. And what's interesting is, so we have the Queen of Swords, and we had the Three of Swords on the bottom before, and now this is the Queen of Swords. So it's learning to trust again is what I'm getting, because that sword energy, it's like you were hurt really badly by swords before. And swords are represented by air energy. Hang on, I'm sorry. Swords are represented by air energy. So it could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Maybe you were hurt by one of those signs before. They could just harness that energy, or it doesn't have to be, those signs. But it could be, but it doesn't have to be. But I feel like you're learning to trust again with that sword energy. Like this person could be, or this new person could be the Queen of Swords, right? Where they're going out and but you're needing to trust them, that they're not just going to drop your nest. Like you can fly, but then all the things that you've collected along the way will just shatter if it gets dropped, and you'd have to rebuild your nest, and you would need to learn to trust all over again. But you're learning to trust. That this person wants what's best for you. They don't want to spread negativity. They don't want to, harm you. Okay, so we're going to use the Morgan Greer Tarot to clarify a little bit. Let's look at the Queen of Discs, please. Can I get a card for Queen of Discs for Cancer? Mid-month November. Oh my gosh. This happened in the Gemini reading too. There was a King of Swords and it got clarified by the King of Swords. So there's someone that is wanting to, they're watching out for you. And the Death card was on the bottom with, was it the King of Swords? I don't know. But it's like transformation. It's learning to, it's that healing. Because the Death it's not just about the death process with the Death card. The Death card represents, it's like the death of the ego, which is actually talked about in one of these cards, isn't it? Conquering the ego. And not just the death, but it's the rebirth as well. Because temperance comes after death in the major arcana. And temperance is all about balancing and figuring out how to balance different aspects of life. Like water and fire is usually what she's tempering. So that's just confirmation that there's someone, and this could mean that it's someone that's not here on this earth. They could be, because it's an earth energy, but it could be like maybe I'm getting a pass on loved one that was an earth sign, could be trying to guide you to change, to trust, to know that the ones here on earth do love you and want to help you. And seek that before it is too late, I guess. That's what I'm kind of hearing. Okay, so let's see. Wheel of Fortune. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune for Cancer, please. Wheel of Fortune. So we have the Two of Wands and the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Rods on the bottom. So honestly, I am getting the fact that you might have a ton of guides around you. You might already be tapped in, but if you're not already, you're needing to tap into them. They're really wanting to help you, because to me, the Two of Pentacles represents manifestation, okay? But in this one specifically, it looks like they're wanting to give this knowledge to someone. The person that's here seeking them out, this person is offering them this knowledge that's in this white orb, okay? So it's almost like there's a king and a queen of pentacles here. I am hearing too that maybe it's like they need to come together. Maybe you're like the tie between them. Hang on a second. Okay, hang on. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. It's like to get the wheel to turn, it's like you have to accept the help that's being offered to you. You have to, but you can't just accept it, because Two of Wands does represent manifestation. You actually have to ask for it. You have to ask for the guidance, the help, the love, either from your guides or people here on earth. You're needing to ask for it, and you'll receive it. That's what I'm getting, especially with that King of Pentacles. He's so abundant, and the Queen of Pentacles so abundant. But it can't be given if it's not asked for, because this person, the person receiving, isn't even, they're not offering anything in return. They're just asking, and this person from the bottom of their heart is giving it to them. And that's that energy I was getting. Like the people that you ask to, you know, that you say, hey, I'm really needing some support right now, you will be surprised by their reaction. It's not going to be this negative, gossipy, like, let me go tell everybody that Cancer is struggling type of thing. They're going to be, what can I do? What can I do to help? I will help you. Okay. So let's look at the Six of Wands. Six of Wands for Cancer, please. Six of Wands for Cancer. Oh, okay, we got two out again. Death again on the bottom. Seven of Wands. Oh, you guys. Here, actually, I'm going to kind of spread these out. Sorry, it drives me crazy if they're not straight. Okay. So the Five of Cups is, you know, it's sorrow and heartbreak. And the Seven of Wands, it is a natural progression because we have the Six of Wands here and it goes to the Seven. So we have 5, 6, 7, and it's a triangle. And what was the mountain? There was something about a mountain before, wasn't there? Yeah, this mountain I must climb feels like the world upon my shoulders. And that's what this energy is. It's like the world upon your shoulders. And see, this castle up here is up on a mountain. And I feel like you feel like you're going to be resisted, because Seven of Wands is about resistance. And to me, I always look at it, it's like there's a light aspect and a dark aspect to the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, it can be, you know, defensiveness out of necessity, but then there can be defensiveness also out of fear. And like these people might actually be there to help the ones that are holding these wands that he's feeling like he needs to fight against. They might actually be like, because the Seven of Wands, he's usually up on a cliff, like he's about on the very edge of a cliff, and he feels like he has to fight in order to not fall off the cliff. But to me, sometimes how I see it is like those people are not actually there to try to push them off the cliff. They're there to try to be like, warn them, be like, hey, you're about to fall off the cliff. Be careful. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like, I mean, call me an optimist, but there's people that want to help you. They want to help you find your ability to help others heal, because you have that ability, but you're so hurt right now. You're hurt and fighting against, it's like that's that warrior energy. Trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. It's like, yeah, it's like you're willing to resist at any cost. But you don't need to be there. You need to trust that these people are there to help you. Or that there's this hand that's there to catch you. And that's like a Fool energy. Did I see the Fool earlier? I don't know where I saw the Fool earlier. But you're having a hard time trusting any type of victory energy. You just don't trust it. But it needs to change with this Death card. Or if it, I don't know why, because I never ever get this, but if there was an actual death that has really hurt you, that has caused you a lot of heartbreak and pain and defensiveness, like that you feel like you can't put yourself back out there, because if you put yourself back out there, if it's like in a romantic sense, but it doesn't have to be in a romantic sense, but it's like almost if you put yourself back out there, then it's just gonna, that person can also leave you. They can just, you start building again. Oh, I'm getting a message. This is not going to be for everyone, but if you lost a spouse or even like a child or a parent, you're rebuilding your nest. You're being called to start rebuilding your nest. And these are your helpers. These are your helpers. I'm getting passed on loved ones and guides. But these are your helpers. And you're needing to rebuild your nest. But you're just so scared and heartbroken. Like, if I do this, if I start rebuilding, either even just by yourself, but even with another person, it's like that person's just gonna drop you. But it's not true. So, okay, we're gonna get some advice for you guys. Oh my gosh, we're at 32 minutes. Okay, what's the advice for Cancer, please? Oh, nourishment, interesting. So on the bottom is rest, and what I'm getting with that is that meditation / prayer that you're needing to do. So Angel Isda, I don't know, in Carnelian, nourishment. Okay. I'm hearing the song again. And 10, we have a 10 here, and 10s are about cycles completing, changing the cycle. The ending of hard cycles. Okay. I'm just going to pronounce it as Ida because I don't know if that's it or not. Okay. Nourishment. We bring you the gift of nourishment. You are ready to grow. And to do this, you need food for your body, your mind, and your soul. We want you to feel fed with what brings you life, with what helps you feel good, with what heals you, increases your energy and your power. We know what you need and what can assist you to grow in mind, body, and spirit. We know that life can be a banquet for the soul. There are many choices as to what you can feed yourself, and sometimes you may be confused about what is good for you and what is not. Let go of any doubt or shame. Oh my gosh, what with the doubt or shame? Look at that. This card is really apropos for this whole reading. Guilt or fear about being nourished now, as we guide you towards this is what's happening. They're taking you where you need to go. As we guide you towards what will truly feed your life force and bring you happiness. And that life force is like you're supposed to be leading that race, of that spiritual race. Okay, let's see here. They're talking about like feeding your mind, body, and soul. So maybe you were really needing to, delve into meditation and yoga and eating, like nourishing your body with like really like nourishing foods, not junk food, because that's just going to keep you in lack. Because there's a huge tie, there's a huge tie between our stomachs and our spirit and our crown chakras. So like your solar plexus and your crown, there's a big tie between what is happening in your gut versus what's happening in like your tie to the other realms and or dimensions, whatever you want to call them. And so when our stomach isn't right, we can't open up our intuition. Okay, so let's see here. That's interesting. I wrote another song lyric in the margins here. It says, "It's a long and winding road, lead me to your door." And that's a Beatles song. It's a long and winding road. But that's where you're on. You're on this path, but it's almost like you're being carried on this path, but you're resisting it. Right now I feel like you're resisting it, but you need to open up to it so you can help guide others as well. Okay. Healing process. I'm going to read this 3 times. Well, it's really long, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read it once, and then you can kind of like rewind it and listen to it again, and rewind it, listen to it again, because we're already at 36.5 minutes. So I trust, respect, and love my body, mind, and soul. I choose to feed myself on all levels with what has meaning, value, and nourishment for me. I gratefully receive nourishment from the universe on all levels as I share my vitality and well-being with the world. Now, if that's not what we were saying in the beginning, I don't know what is. So, Cancer, I wish you healing. I hope that you find it what it is that you're needing to find. If this reading resonated with you, you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I thank any of you for being present today. I thank any of your guides for being present. Any of my guides that were present, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. Bye.